Hey everyone, Fezzik here. Just want to share a quick video with you about one of the unique ways of making gold during patch 8.3. And this has to do with the corruption gear itself that you can find from Nyalotha. This information comes in two parts. The first one is that I'll be talking about is about flipping. The other one is about grinding out the items themselves by running the raid. And so the first thing I'm going to say is if you do not have the add-on called the TSM, Trade Skill Master, get it. Right? It's one of the most powerful add-ons that exist in order to generate gold. Not only that, but what you'll see is that it's one of the best ways to keep track of things that are actually worth a lot, right, or worth selling on the auction house. And so the first part is going to be about flipping, and I'll kind of put a caution with this is it's risky, right? It is risky. It doesn't matter how you approach it. Flipping always has risks, and so to keep that in mind as we're going through this. What I'm going to use is this search method. If you're not familiar with TSM, when you download it, you're able to adjust the auctions and auction house and what it looks like. So when you go here, you can actually go to advanced search items right here. And what you want to do is just a quick adjustment. So level range 120, item range you can do at least 430, right, to include LFR up through 475, even though it says 1000. Don't worry about that. Minimum rarity, you want the epic items, and you want all item classes. And so from here you would just run an advanced search, and you see here it has a whole bunch of pages pulling up. So what you're going to see here is all the items, epic items from 430 and on. This will include some things from Eternal Palace, but don't worry about that. What we're looking for specifically is corrupted gear, because that's what's selling. And with the new changes for the account-wide essences, or I guess accessibility to essences from your account, is that I think there's going to be an influx in purchasing. What we're going to see long term is these prices are going to drop because everyone's going to max out on their corruption. People are going to have what they want, even for their alts. But with the new changes coming in this week, I think it's going to be the perfect time to consider looking into items that are priced really low for what they offer, and being able to take advantage of that for those who don't have TSM, right, and to resell the items to make a profit, especially if you're like me and you're trying to get your Brutosaur here before Shadowlands drops out. So as you can see here on the right hand side, you have a percentage, and this tells you on average the percentage that they've placed the item with regard to its actual worth. So the first thing here, let's look at what's a good one? We'll look at these hands. Okay. Oh, there's only two of those. We'll come here to the ring. So ring, you kind of just scroll through, and what you want to do is make sure you're familiar with what the best corruptions are. So things like Twilight Devastation, things like Infinite Star, right? You want to have access to those. Those are going to be the things that sell the most. And I wouldn't recommend this method unless you have, 3, 4, 5,000, a million gold kind of on the side already. I don't recommend this for a new way of generating gold. But if you have the capital, it's worth looking into. So as you're seeing here, right, right here, there's this item, triggers Twilight Devastation. The item itself, because it's a mythic level item, even though it's only tier 1 devastation, is actually listed as worth 1.78 million. Okay, things like that actually sell. Remember, keep in mind your server. If it's a small prop server, it's going to take longer to sell these things, and they may not sell for quite as much, but it's worth keeping an eye on. As you'll see here underneath, you have the min buyout, market value, regional market value. The min buyout and the market value, those are specifically for your server, and then region market value is the average for your region. So like for me, this is NA region. But you look at these items, right, and you find things that are listed here for 40,000 when it can go for 75, right? And so looking into this, there's so many items that are listed for several million. Some of them are priced too high, so you can keep yourself safe and not buy those things that are not worth that much. But like this item right here, it's listed at 58% for 500,000 gold, right? So if you have lots of extra gold, consider looking into this. There's a lot of money to be made, and I'm sure there are people who are more familiar with this who have been doing this ever since it started, and are taking advantage of this. So that's the first one. The second one that I would recommend more than anything else, and this is one that I have dedicated more time to, is farming these items up. If you can get into, if you can get to Mythic, take advantage of that and farm Mythic BOEs as best you can. If not, like me, my realm doesn't have a lot of people who are running Mythic, then jump in the heroic groups and either make one or jump in one that's farming BOEs. And you can, from what I've seen, it's in about 2 to 3 hours, I see, 1 to 3 items drop, for every like 8 people that are in the group. So it's not super high odds, right? It does take time, but the fact that you could find items like this, in heroic, that are actually worth a couple million, it's worth your time. If you have that and you have the items. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Just make all of you aware of this. It's a great opportunity to make some extra gold, especially with the new changes. You're going to see a lot more alts coming through, a lot more people who want to gear up their alts who actually have gold. And so keep an eye on this, right? Keep track of it. Remember this, 120, 120, 430 to 1,000, epic, right? I'll go back to it, right? That's just the advanced search item. Not too complicated, not too bad. And then right here, change the rarity to epic. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. If you found this video to be helpful, please go ahead and give me a like, subscribe. Just started this YouTube channel, so I'm still pretty new, but I would love any feedback or any things you have to share in the comments below, and in the description below I'll also have my information for my Twitch and my Twitter accounts. So if you'd like to see more content like this, or just have questions, more information, feel free to stop by and reach back out to me, and I'd love to hear from all of you. So there you go, and happy gold making.